if you're looking for a high-end mountain bike in the mid-90s, or early to mid-90s, this would certainly be one of your options. This was made in Spain, but designed by an American designer called Peter Grizzly. The head of the company, or the parent company, was called BH Bicycles in Spain. They're now part of a company called Easy Motion Technology, or they own Easy Motion Technology and only make road bikes, as in regular road bikes, and electric bikes. But this was top of the range back in 1994. So what we got then? We've got Mavic XC600s. These are air over oil, so underneath this plastic cap, you're not going to believe this, is a Schrader valve. That's for putting air in these forks. There's one each side. And then down here are your adjustments for damping. I believe it's dual rebound adjustments. I don't think one was a compression. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Although, no, one was definitely a compression because it almost acts like a lockout. It's really odd, but they do work surprisingly well. And despite the fact this thing's from 1994, and I believe these seals are original, in fact the other one is slightly loose in the fork because it's shrunk over time, it doesn't leak. There's no oil leaks. How crazy is that? For wheels, we're rocking Mavic 117 SUP wheels with reinforced smoke eyelets, look. So you could even say in that respect it's far better than some of the Carreras in terms of build quality, with decent wheel set and reinforced spoke eyelets. Despite the fact it's not got disc brakes, although mechanical disc brakes are terrible anyway, these have more than enough stopping power to throw you over the handlebars should you want them to. So yeah, Shimano LX, shifters, brakes, group set, hubs, everything. So the LX crankset, LX rear hub, LX front hub, and your LX drifters essentially, because they're integrated. Shimano STI, Shimano Total Integration. Where things get very 90s, however, are the handlebars. They're extremely narrow, and I will probably be changing them for something wider, as they're barely even rideable like this, for me anyway. And the stem is absolutely massive. This is a huge stem, it's like 150mm. And despite all the other nice parts on the bike, they made the top cap for the headset out of plastic. And yes, that's a good headset. It's a Diacomp headset. Diacomp being one of the first brands to make A-head headsets, along with FSA. FSA used to stand for Full Speed A-head, and that's the modern name for these headsets. It's A-head, although a lot of people refer to them as threadless. So that's kind of a clever play on words by that company. These going back to these forks here, they are a three-piece construction. So you've got cast magnesium legs and cast arch, and then the other legs cast, and they're bolted together with some holes machined in there for lightning. Back then it mattered that the fork worked like a rigid fork in terms of its weight, and they weren't too worried about the actual suspension qualities of it so much, and flex and things wasn't an issue. It was only when Mavic came out with the Z1 that they were worrying about flex, and the Z1 had 100mm of travel, as opposed to these, which have a whopping 51mm. But at least it's real suspension, unlike cheaper bikes like a Carrera Vengeance or Hellcat or something like that, which they may have 100mm on paper, but they only ever get about 80. And there's no damping, there's no oil inside that fork, it's just a coil spring and absolutely nothing else. It's basically like having a pogo stick on the front of your bike, and then the bushings that are made of plastic wear out and the thing dies on you. Now, considering this thing's old and it's obviously been ridden, a few dents here and there, scratches everywhere. But hey, it's from 1994, what do you expect? I've seen much newer bikes look almost as bad as this within a year of someone having them. Less than a year. Anyway, so as I said, it's got centre pull brakes on it, which are a pain in the backside to adjust. But these are more than powerful enough to throw over the bars at the minute, or the front one is. This will do skids quite well on the back as well. You could put V-brakes on here. You could possibly get one of those adapters to run discs, though I wouldn't trust that with this fork, even if you found an adapter that would work. I know Wish does sell some, not that I would recommend that. There's the original cat eye light on here, well not original, but someone put it on here. And the batteries were from 2009, so 5-year shelf life. This thing was probably ridden sometime around, I don't know, batteries could have been sitting around for a while, so 2015. Sometime around there, this thing was last time this thing was actually ridden. This Rock Endura LX 8-speed, yeah, that was state of the art back then. 8x3, none of this modern rubbish, 1x rubbish, 8x3, and an aluminium trouser guard, Look at the trouser guard. Ooh. These rims were ceramic coated at one point, but that's long gone now. It's supposed to make the braking surface better. And we use ceramic lubricants for chains, so you can decide how well that probably worked. It even has a Grizzly seat clamp. The seat clamp is marketed as Grizzly, so it's made in Spain, but Peter Grizzly, as it says there, there's a grizzly bear picture. I'm sure that's actually stolen from somewhere. Like, I'm sure that's not original to this company. If anyone knows it, please let me know where that came from. Another interesting thing about this bike is the rear hanger, and I believe that's the frame serial number. I'm just going to double check that. Maybe most serial numbers on bikes are at the bottom bracket. There's not one on the bottom bracket shell. The only serial number is on a removable piece of the bike. I'm sure you've got part of the 2 and the 6 on there, but back in the 90s, if someone was wanting to steal your Grizzly, all they needed to do was, didn't even need to grind the number off, they could just buy a new hanger, fit it, and no one would be any other wiser. So that concludes this video of this aluminium Grizzly mountain bike from the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, 1994. Thank you for watching.